Last night, I think I discovered something of an equivalent to Chuck Cook's left turn here in Athens, Georgia. Let's take a look. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. So sorry for the loud sound. This is early Sunday morning. It's about 8:45 in the morning. And so this is about as light as traffic is gonna get because I wanted to start on easy mode. But I wanna show you this turn. This direction doesn't look so bad, but you can see that we've got 2 lanes, then a suicide lane, and then 2 more lanes. And if we continue rotating around here, this is where things get ugly. And I discovered this last night because my son wanted to go to Dollar General and get some stuff to make dinner, which was very kind of him. But anyway, yeah, you can see right there that this is a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, but everybody does about 55, because that's how fast everybody drives. But you can see that they're coming around this corner really, really fast. And like I said, right now it's like super easy, but there's not a lot of time to spare. I'll wait for these cars to go by. But anyway, there's not a lot of time to spare, but the other direction is very, very often quite full as well. So you need to use what's called the suicide lane in the middle, which is unfortunately rather aptly named. But anyway, people also are turning into that road there. So we got stuck here for over 5 minutes last night, waiting for cars to go by. He's, learning how to drive, and it was terrifying for him. He was actually really, really scared to do this. So I was like, you know what? This is a great test for full self-driving beta. So I'm gonna start on easy mode here this morning. We're gonna try a few turns to the left. So what I'm gonna do is drive down that road for, maybe 200 or 300 meters, so that I can put it into autopilot well before it gets to the left turn. And then I'm gonna request that it does a left turn here. So what it should do if there's a lot of traffic, if there's no traffic, you can just go out and go into the other lane and go. There's also a piece of junk in the middle of the road. A little bit of a concern. I don't know exactly what that is. It wasn't there last night. But oh, here, we've got an example of it. So you can see that this is another problem, is that cars come into the suicide lane right where you need to turn. So the car needs to keep track of that and make sure that they're not there either when you're going. So anyway, we're gonna ask it to do this. I'm also gonna, I think, maybe ask it to do the right-hand turn a couple times, because again, you've gotta give it, that guy's going pretty slow, but you gotta give it some serious juice to get going if you wanna make a right-hand turn. By the way, this is Atlanta Highway if you're in the Athens area. So that way is west, that's Atlanta. That way is east, that's Athens. Very uncreatively named road. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm a little bit worried. Alrighty, so here comes test number 1. I actually can't go too much further back than I am right now because it's a dead-end road. Didn't even realize that. I've lived in this town for like, I don't know, 17 years now. Didn't even know this road existed, but anyway. So let's put it in autopilot. It's, 60, 70 meters away from the stop sign. So hopefully it'll be good to go, and we should get a little, yep, so okay. So we're getting the left turn indicator. We'll see what it does. Sorry, I don't have Chuck Cook's, drone guy who can sit out there. So let's see what this does. It's creeping. There is definitely a car coming from the left. Oh Lordy. So it can go out in the suicide lane right now. So, ooh, all right. Oh man. Not what I call super fantastic. I don't know what it's gonna do here. It needs to get out of this lane for sure. I don't know why it's still in this lane. All right, I'm forcing it to get out of this lane. That's not cool. All right, so it did good up to the part where it got into the suicide lane, but then it didn't get out of it. That would have been really bad if somebody was there. So let us try again. All right, try number 2. It actually did okay up until it got stuck in the suicide lane. I don't know quite why it did that. So, okay, making sure. Yep, okay, we got the left turn arrow. Oh gosh. The creeping behavior is terrifying. I do at least have some visibility here that Chuck Cook does not have, but this is terrifying that these guys are coming with such a hard. Okay, so actually, it should be able to just go out this time and not get stuck in. Okay, that was perfect, but that was also really easy because there was nobody coming from the right. So I guess we'll call it left turn 1, Tesla 1. So let's try again in just a second. All right, attempt number 3. Autopilot engaged. Like I said, right now it's Sunday morning, so we're playing on easy mode right now. So I will definitely come back and try this under heavier traffic conditions, although again, like I said, it kind of terrifies me
because we'll see. Okay, we definitely have lots of traffic coming from the left right now. Oh gosh, it's creeping, it's creeping, it's creeping. Please don't creep anymore. It's creeping a lot. Okay, so it should be able to go into, nope. Okay, yeah, this is the problem, is that these cars, oh my gosh, we're creeping further and further out into this lane. And now, okay, so here's a good instance. There's a person who's in the suicide lane making a left. So the car needs to just hold off right here and not go anywhere. You can, oh my goodness, what is it doing? This is not good. I may have to back up here. We are way out. Oh goodness. We are, goodness gracious. Okay, go. Okay. Bail, absolute bail. That was not good. The car definitely should have just waited and been patient. You can tell it's a very impatient vehicle. It wants to go. So that was definitely left-hand turn 2, Tesla 1. It is winning at this point. So let's try again. We're going to do 5. We'll do best of 5 here. But the Tesla is definitely losing at this point. All right, attempt number 4. By the way, mad respect to Chuck Cook. This is really terrifying. I knew it would be, but I'm now like super terrified about this whole thing. So let's see. We've clearly got a car making a left into this area. So the Tesla, the ego car, needs to just be chill for a while. Just wait for that guy to make his move. There's also somebody in the suicide lane, as you can tell from here, but he just turned out. So now, go if you're gonna go. If you're gonna go. If you're gonna go, do not hesitate. Very hesitant. Nope, fail. Okay. Oh gosh, now we're also stuck because this guy's in the lane. Yep, that was it needed to just make that move and do it much faster. All right, so left-hand turn 3, Tesla 1, not working well, and we're on easy mode right now. This is actually pretty easy traffic. Not nearly as difficult as it would be, but we're gonna give it one more try anyway. Let's see if the Tesla can redeem itself just a little bit here, and then I think I'll throw in at least one right-hand turn just to see what happens with the right-hand turn. So okay, time to turn around. This Chevron station must wonder what the heck is going on, because this Tesla keeps driving in there and turning around. All right, hold on a sec. We will get to test number 5. Alrighty, test number 5, and we might have a lead car up here depending on which way this guy wants to go. That was interesting. It did get around that tree branch, so that's good. I believe this guy's going left. I love how people don't use their turns. There we go. We got a turn signal. So I don't know what this car is doing. Okay. Let's see what happens if I engage it now, because that was weird. It was trying to get around this guy. So please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Do not go yet. Okay, now we should be able to go. This should be really easy. All right. Yep, I don't know what that was about it trying to get around that other car. So even though it behaved a little oddly about that other car, I think it thought the guy was parked, but we'll go ahead and give it to the Tesla. So that's 3-2 that the Tesla lost. The turn defeated it. Just for good measure, I'm going to try a right-hand turn. So I'm going to turn around in the Chevron again, and I'm going to say we're going to Atlanta, and we're going to see how that works, because I'm curious to find out what it thinks of making a right-hand turn there. At least it doesn't have to deal with the suicide lane and stuff, but that is still a very hard turn coming around, and so it needs to accelerate really rapidly in order to get out of there. So back in just a second. All right, so this time I put in the Atlanta airport as the destination, so it wants to go right. So let's take a look, see what happens. So at least it only has to deal with 2 lanes of traffic now, not 4 or 5, sorry. Middle lane as well. But let's take a look at how it does as it gets out there. There is also a car across the road. Don't know if you can see that, but I don't know if they're turning right or left, but it should be able to go now, but it should also go very aggressively. There is a person coming around the bend. Let's see. I mean, it's okay, but under heavier traffic situations, it would have been best if it had. I mean, it just needed to accelerate just a little more aggressively. That was actually okay, but it was not fantastic. So it handled the right-hand turn, I guess, fine under the circumstances, but I'm going to just go ahead and bail on this so that I can try to figure out where to go. Oh dear. Here we go. Speaking of suicide lanes, just trying to find a place so I can turn around, since I'm not actually going to the Atlanta airport today. But anyway, I think that was fine. It just could have been more aggressive. It's one of those situations where if you're going to pull out into traffic where your people are coming around the bend and you can't see, by the way, Pepsi dealership here. I know that's blasphemous in near Atlanta. It should be the Coca-Cola dealership. But anyway, it did fine. It just wasn't the most fantabulous pullout in the world, but that's fine. So anyway, I would call it 3-2 on the left-hand turns, and most importantly, it didn't do well. Sorry, just getting out of here. Most importantly, it did not do well when there were complicated traffic situations. The two where it actually did fine were both situations where, excuse me, dude, where it just had a gimme. It was just like this. It was just nice open road with nothing going on. And the left-hand turn, you can see it coming up here. It's really, this Dollar General is like completely hidden. So it's right there where those trees are. So you can see the cars coming around. So that's the left right there. So you can see coming from this direction, it's a big turn, but it's pretty tight and it's blocked by that tree. And so you don't see the cars until just a couple of seconds before they get here. So everything's got to be, the decision has to be made and it has to go. And the problem was I could feel the car hesitating. It just was not doing that. So again, I will call that, it was 3-2, but that's actually kind of unfair because under almost all circumstances, this is an early Sunday morning when there's just not a lot of traffic. Under almost all other circumstances, the traffic is way heavier and it's going to have a harder time. So we will give it a shot again under heavier traffic circumstances, and we'll see. My shaky hands can handle it. It's terrifying doing this with your car. But anyway, we'll try again. Again, mad respect to Chuck Cook for experimenting so many times with his left-hand turn, because it is not an easy thing to do, to have your car, messing around under a circumstance like that. But anyway, I highly recommend that if Tesla wants to take a look at this, I will be happy to send them the GPS coordinates or the address or whatever so that they can go test it out with their car, because I believe, even though it's different than Chuck Cook's turn and it's easier in some senses, it has its own wrinkles, and clearly the fact that it doesn't have an actual median is a problem. Now, it did, the one time it got into the median and stayed there, it actually did pretty well. It's just, it aimed itself properly and all of that. It just didn't manage to get out of the median again, which was bizarre. But anyway, let me know what you all think about this, and I will be happy to continue experimenting with this. So I don't know, maybe we'll call it John's turn just for convenience's sake, or Dollar General turn, whatever you want to call it. But I found it to be let's see, edifying. How's that? It was interesting to take a look at that. That's clearly, it's not just pushing Tesla to the limit, the FSD, it's pushing human beings to the limit, because like I said, my son waited there for over 5 minutes before he was willing to go. And it was a Saturday night, so it was heavier traffic, but not that heavy. So the one thing I would honestly say is that the Tesla could be a little more patient. If it was a little bit more patient for a correct scenario, then it would probably do better, but it's a little impatient feeling to me. It kind of keeps wanting to sneak out and sneak out and sneak out, and I'm not exactly sure how far out into it my nose was sticking, but it started feeling like I could get run down by a car if it was pulling that corner really tight. So anyway, let me know what you think. In the meantime, I'm going to go home and have some coffee and have some breakfast, because it's Sunday morning. So I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.